So tax season is coming up. Now, if there's only one thing you need to know about taxes, it is that you need to minimize your taxable income as much as possible. In this video, I'll show you how real estate can reduce your taxable income into zero. Okay, you might be wondering, how is this all possible? Is this even legal? Now, Tom Wheelwright said it best in his book, Tax-Free Wealth, that taxes are the primary tool of the government to manipulate the economy. In other words, the government promotes good behavior by creating tax incentives. It's like giving treats to your dog when you want to reinforce a good behavior. So why does real estate get a lot of tax benefits? Well, for one, shelter or housing is one of the basic necessities to survive. People will always need a place to live. Another is that real estate creates jobs. Picture this. When a new apartment building is built, what other businesses are needed to maintain it? Some examples are construction, plumbing, cleaning services, and lawn care or landscaping. And there are secondary or tertiary businesses that are built around that community as well, like restaurants, laundromats, veterinary, or pet grooming services. The more transactions means a healthy economy, and the government is getting its share in the form of taxes. That is why real estate is one of the most tax-advantaged investment vehicles. Let's move on to the meat and potatoes of things. How can real estate reduce your taxable income? Let's start with the magic of depreciation. Why is it magic? Because the IRS understands that a building or a house will experience some wear and tear throughout its life. That as time passes, it loses its use or value like a car or computer. That statement is only partially true though, because we understand that as time goes by, real estate tends to appreciate. Adrian, what do you mean by it loses value over time and it appreciates at the same time? Okay, that is the difference between a paper loss and an operational loss. In the eyes of the IRS, the loss in paper value is called depreciation, while any loss due to mismanagement is called an operational loss. So on paper, you can have a loss, IRS, and have a profitable property at the same time, operational. Let's go over a quick example. According to the IRS, to calculate for the paper loss or depreciation write-off, the formula is as follows. Property value less the land value divided by the useful life of the property in years. The reason why we deduct the value of the land is because the land can deteriorate. What is the useful life of a property then? So the IRS and its infinite wisdom says that a residential property has a useful life of 27.5 years, while a commercial property has a useful life of 39 years. To be clear, in banking terms, any property with 5 or more units will have a commercial loan, but in tax purposes, the IRS considers any property with a residence as a residential property. So a 100-unit apartment complex has a useful life of 27.5 years. Now that we got that covered, let's add some numbers to our example. Let's say a property is worth $20 million. Now the land is included in this value at $5 million. So the actual structure on top of the land is worth $15 million. You then divide $15 million with the useful life of a residential property of 27.5 years. You get an annual depreciation write-off of $545,455. Okay, this is where the magic happens. Let's say this property is managed properly, and in the end of the year, it has a positive cash flow. So let's say the net operating income, or NOI, for this property is $1 million. That's after paying repairs, property management, insurance, etc. But $545,000 was not deducted to that NOI. That is why depreciation is sometimes called a phantom expense. However, according to the IRS though, the property lost $545,000 that year. So your taxable income for that year is not $1 million, but instead it is $454,545. And you get that $545,000 write-off every year for the next 26.5 years as long as you don't sell the property. Crazy, huh? But we're not done yet, because that is only for the structure itself. There are other items inside the building whose useful life is not 27.5 years, but 1, 5, 7, 10, or even 15 years. This is where the second tax benefit comes in, and it is called cost segregation, or cost seg for short. Cost segregation is the same as depreciation, but instead, you are writing off the components inside the structure. That makes sense because the useful life of a carpet, a cabinet, an appliance, a door, a window are all different. In order to do this though, a cost segregation study conducted by a licensed engineer has to be done. The conclusions of the study is then handed to the CPA, who reports it as a paper loss for your tax returns. Great tax benefits are only one of the advantages in investing in real estate. So check out this video where I share 3 more advantages for passively investing in real estate. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you found value here, and I'll see you in the next video.